Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. This will be my first time in the room as in YouTube Live, so bear with me if things don't go quite as planned. So, 5-tick crude. You could get in sync with this short, which would hit money management and stop out for a single tick if you did that. And now we would have another short, which would be our straight trade plan since we wouldn't normally get in sync. From 54.93, looking for 54.82 for money management and 54.80 for target 1, 54.73 for target 2. Crude kind of sideways this morning so far. 8-tick crude. As this short initially bounces off the 50, we get a setup to go long, but that is a stop and reverse, so that will adjust ultimately to 55.11 and has not triggered, so we are still short on the 8-tick crude. Yeah, welcome to those joining us after I got started. 5-tick crude is short. The 8-tick crude is also short. This stop and reverse has not triggered in yet. So we are still short on the 8-tick. Unleaded gas. Picked up this short right after 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, that was a full stop. 79 tick stop out, so 158 ticks on 2 positions. And we have a second short now at 63.29. Money management at 62.89. For those of you on the trade today, you're having a good morning. My trade is a little bit smaller. My entry was at 94 rather than 92. Stop is the same at 18. We've hit targets 1, 2, and 3. Actually, all 4 targets on my chart. I don't believe Trade Today has hit target 4 yet. And stop currently at 79. Mine is 79.66. I think Trade Today is still up at 76. So that's where we stand. Short on all 3 energy charts. Short on the Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is in its POQ trade for the day. And we got another 5.5 minutes or so before market open. And we have a new stop and reverse on the crude. Oh no, we don't. So the stop and reverse hit at 55.11. So we are long. So the 8-tick crude is long. 5-tick crude just stopped out for its second full. Let's see, no, that's first full stop out. And long on the 8-tick. Money management at 26. Targets at 28 and 39. There's money management on crude, on the 8-tick crude. So stop comes to 55.12 with the stop and reverse adjustment. Long on unleaded at the stop and reverse. Would be from 71 using the 4-tick plus key levels. Russell and the YM are flat. Another 2 minutes to market open. And slowing down. Pound Aussie stop on my chart down to 63. market open in about 10 to 15 seconds. And unleaded with another stop and reverse back to short. And it looks like 8-tick crude stopped out for a single tick. 5-tick crude is in a third short of the morning, and it just hit its money management. And unleaded hitting money management on the short. And working toward target 2. Five-tick crude looking for target 2 at 55.01, just below the 50 EMA on that chart. So that's kind of at least it's above the $55 mark. That's one positive. And a long on the YM. 30 seconds after our start. Yeah, that definitely should have been able to get into that. There's money management. That's a possible short on the Russell that was just a 1-tick break even. It may have been a little difficult to get in. It's hard to tell how fast it came through. But now we're in a second short. 39.4. And the YM hitting target 2, so that is POQ on the YM. That's a POQ trade on the YM, one and done. Short now from 54.98 on the 8-tick crude. 5-tick has hit target. That's a 13-tick target. Going strictly by the trade plan, we have this loss, which is 19 ticks, 38 on 2 positions. Then we get the short. So we picked up 13 of our 38, so we're down 25. Stop is at 55.13. And target 2 on unleaded. That's a 57-tick target. After a 78. Yeah, 78. Yeah, 78-tick loss on 2 positions. And then 29 to 71 is 42 for another 82. That puts us exactly 160 down. So we're 103 down with the stop at 63.38. The Russell did get us to target 2 on its second short there that definitely was tradable. So that's going to be a POQ on the Russell. And one additional tick on the 5 tick. So we're down 24 looking for another trade. We went 89 to 11, so that's 22.44 down. Picked up 2, so we're down 42, and we are short on the 8-tick crude. And that is our third trade of the 9 o'clock session, so that's our last trade either way. $62 for the my current stop on the pound Aussie. Trade today at 61. And the YM stopping out 434 with the entry at 372. 28 and 34 is 62 on the trailer and 24 on target for 86 on the day. 5-tick crude short again from 54.99. And we were already short from 98 on the 8-tick crude. So both crude charts are short. Unleaded hitting target 3 on its short. Stop now at 63.17. Got a ways to go yet. Yeah, looks like I've been up as high as 13 viewers, so that's nice. So we are done with the Russell and the YM. One and done on both of those. We're in the POQ trade on the pound Aussie. We've got work to do on all 3 energy charts. But basically, the energy charts and the pound Aussie are it. We're in the last trade for the 9 o'clock session on the 8-tick crude. We're in the third trade on the 5-tick crude. Unleaded stopped to 63.02. The entry was at 43. Yep, so we've picked up 41, and that just came down again to 96, it looks like. 52, 62.96. So 47, we're down 103 before the trailer. So currently down 56 with and the pound Aussie hit its stop, and that is it for the day there. I'm assuming everybody can hear me fine, or you would have been saying something in the chat. Just wanted to make sure my mic levels were reasonable. Thank you, Jay. And stop coming down again to 92. So down to 50, down just 52. Another 52 ticks, and we're there. We're 52 ticks to break even. So our stop needs to come down to 62.40 to get break even. I would expect we'll probably need another trade, but it's possible. Thank you, Miles. That's exactly what Troy just told me on Slack. So. Moving along. Crude seems to be starting to break down. Down 24 on the 5-tick, and let's see, down 42 on the 8-tick. So we'll have to see where we can get to on either of those. And unleaded stop down to 82 now. 42 ticks to go. 8-tick crude stumbling at the 50 EMA. $71 on unleaded. We need the stop to get down to about where price is now, actually, to get to break even. If we can get below 62.40, this is gonna be a POQ trade. Stop at 61. Unleaded showing us what it can do in short order, even when it gets down significantly. Oops, I know we're down further than that. I'm sorry. Because we were down 160, 71 to... No, actually, we weren't in at 43. That was a stop and reverse. So we would have been in at 39. And that would have been another 32 ticks. So we would have been down 224. And we, instead of 57, we would have gotten 53 out of that. So definitely going to need another trade, but this is going to help us a lot. Stop down 261. And crude breaking through the 50 on 8 ticks, so that's good news for our 52 for the unleaded stop. Money management achieved on the 5-tick crude. Looking for target at 77. And that's going to be a 22-tick target, which will, if we hit that, that'll put us down just 2 ticks. And we will definitely have picked that up on the trailer already at 96 for our trailing stop on the 5-tick. Missing money management by 1 tick on the 8-tick crude, it looks like. Yep. And now our unleaded stop is down to 41, which is where I was thinking it was going to be break even, but I didn't account for the additional 60 ticks or the stop and reverse adjustment getting into this trade. 64, so that was 68 tick difference. So it looks like we'd be down 69 at this point. 5-tick crude stopped out for at 96. I believe that's 3, so that's 6 ticks. That puts us at at 18 down. Yep. 3 tick gain on the partial. Potential long at 55.01. Raymond, have you joined either the trade a day or the SPFX alert service? The instructions on that, I believe, are on the owner's site. If not, email, and you'll need to email Troy or Kevin and see if they can grandfathered into Counterpunch. Okay, well, Counterpunch is not on Discord. Discord is only for the alert services. Unless Troy's got another channel going on Discord. $62.18 on unleaded. This is turning into a very nice trade. The long on the 5-tick crude is canceled, and we have a new short, a yellow short from 79. Money management at 69. Target 2 at 61. Now we'll see how much energy there is in this move on unleaded. We've hit the 200 moving average, bounced off once. Let's see if it can work through it now. $62.07. Apparently being rejected at the 200 again. Looks like we got within 4 ticks, but still surviving so far. And the 8-tick crude trying to push down through money management again. 5-tick crude trying to work down through its 200 moving average, as well as unleaded trying to work down through the 200 moving average. Still, the short is still active on the 5-tick crude. Still hasn't triggered in yet. And stopping out on unleaded at 62.07. So 185 ticks on that trade. 53 on the target, on target 2, and 132 on the trailing position. And a new potential long. 6221. And we did touch that. If you didn't have your order in already, push it up. Actually, I would push it up, probably up, try to tuck it behind that 20 SMA. I don't know, that's a little bit much to try to. Yeah, that's up at 29. Just came down to 23. So yeah, that would have been a bit much to. I would still go to at least 22. If you aren't in yet, I would probably push it to 20. Yeah, 5 ticks is bit much, but that's still a good sized trade. Yeah, that's a 67 tick target. So I would go 26 with that one. It's a 5 tick adjustment, but I think that's worth it, especially after that kind of move down. Okay. Well, that's interesting. And that's something that will only happen on my older charts. The 5 tick crude short trade got canceled by a trade that's only 10 ticks to target 4. That's why it's grayed out. Because I have my minimum target 4 at 11. Because I really don't want trades that are that small. Did we get up to 26? Yes, we did. So you definitely long on unleaded. So it's now it looks like crude is digesting, and so is unleaded. Crude was drifting down, but now it seems to be going sideways again. Stuck in between. And there is a long, very small long on the 5-tick crude from 54.91. So 55.01 is money management, and that's hidden in the stop from the yellow trade. So our target is target 4 at 55.03. All right. The YM showing definite propensity to go up this morning. The Russell's not doing nearly as well. The Russell is staying positive from where it started the session, but staying below its moving averages still, which is kind of interesting. The YM actually well up above its moving averages and resetting session highs. There's our money management. Just missing money management on 5-tick crude. And 5-tick crude unable to get clear of the 50, pulling back below it again. Need another push up to get through money management and pick up that 12-tick target. That is trade number 4 that 5-tick crude is in. watching to see where it goes, and not now. The Russell starting to move upward as well, following the YM. Not much to work with here right now. 5 tick still, crude still long, 8 tick crude still short. Just meandering about. Not quite as volatile an opening this morning. That's maybe some good news. Although the volatility has been, for the most part, helpful to us. Just for a little bit of reference, that 185 tick trade on unleaded gas, one contract per position, that's worth about $750. Yeah, sorry to say, time to name that snail again. And is crude going to push through the 5 tick money management this time? It's trying to get back up through $55 a barrel. And money management sitting at 55.01. There's money management and a potential. This is just an exit, so it'll be Well, actually, no, it's a valid stop and reverse because we are, so it will be 55.06 because that would be a 10 o'clock trade. And we can actually get in sync with that. Yeah, so we actually are getting in sync with the short, and then we have a potential stop and reverse long at 06. And we did just touch 06, so long on the... We would have gotten in sync just before that trade set up, unfortunately, but that's the way things go. That would be the 10 o'clock session, so the 9 o'clock session is complete, and then small loss on that trade, 99 to 06, so just 14 tick loss on two positions. So that, I believe, puts us down, what, 56? Not a good day, or not a good session, obviously, but now we're down 14 and in the long from 06. So money management is 16. It's going to be right in between those two dots. So target 17 and 25 for 14 and 20. No, I'm sorry, it's less than that. We had it was a 4 tick net adjustment because of stop and reverse and key level. So we get 11 ticks and 19. Potential for this being a POQ trade. And we did pick up our 12 ticks. On the 5 tick crude, that leaves us down 6. Stop now at 97. From an entry at 91, we are at exactly break even right now. So one more stop move and we will be positive on the 5 tick crude, and this will be a POQ trade. Let's see. 08. We'll definitely close above, so with the balance line at $55 even, we should move up to 98 on the close of this bar, and therefore we will be POQ on this trade. May just be one tick for the day, but it will be a POQ. Unleaded, still having trouble getting up to test the 50 EMA and get to money management. But if crude continues up, that should bring unleaded with it. Energies are all we have left. So down 39 going into this long trade. Even after being down 224 ticks on unleaded. Money management at 59 on unleaded, so it's got to get up right at the 50 EMA. Here. Cue your favorite expression for a slow market. Watching paint dry, snail races, what have you. Just very slow movement right now. And we are in POQ trade now with the 5-tick crude stop at 98. If we stop out there, we will be 1 tick positive. On the day. Unleaded getting close. 6 ticks there, and there's money management on unleaded, so the stop comes up to 62.22, and money management hit on our stop and reverse on the 8-tick crude. And there is our 11-tick target, target 1. Stop now at 03. Actually, no, excuse, I'm sorry, at 07 because of our stop and reverse adjustment. Crude starting to make a move now, and unleaded following. Unleaded target is 62.88. That'll be a 63-tick target, and that will definitely put us into a POQ trade. 5 tick stop moving up to 54.99. And looks like it's going to move up to 55.03 on the close of this bar. Okay, needing 88, and we hit it. So that is going to be a POQ on unleaded after being down 224 ticks. 2 trades later, we're going to be at POQ. And stopping out on the 8 tick crude for one, so we're actually down down 2 ticks in the 10 o'clock session. With one more trade possible. 5 tick crude stopped to 55.04. That one is still surviving. The unleaded stop, it looks like 62.43. Oh, that's right. We were up at we made a 5 tick adjustment on that, so it's 62 ticks, but we're still positive. We were only down 39. As I took that up to 26. Stop at 44. Good morning, Keith. And unleaded stopping out at 44 for a POQ. Let's see, 26 to 44 is another 18 on top of 62. That's 80 for that trade. We end up 41 ticks positive on the day. And a short on the 8 tick crude, 54.89. If that touched before you got in, bring it down to 88. And that that is actually our only chart remaining. Everything else has gone POQ. Now, 9 o'clock session was a losing session. But all 5 of our other charts were POQ. And if we can get a positive trade on this third one, it will be POQ as well. So that would make 6 out of 7 session plans positive POQ on the morning. Assuming we can get a positive trade out of this, the current short on crude, on the 8-tick crude. Where are you located, Keith? If they're starting to do 5G in your area, but you haven't got stronger wired connection? Ah, okay. And we've got 5G cellular where I am, but I've also got, gigabit fiber for quote unquote wired connection. Yeah, that can be a little expensive depending on your data plan too. It's hard to believe we've only been in here just an hour and 10 minutes. And everything has gone POQ in that hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, it does, Jay. How did you like that ride on unleaded? At least that kept it interesting. But it looks like crude is going to meander about the 20 and 50 EMAs for a few minutes. I'd love to see it. Where is... Let's take a look at that trade and see where things are on it. Yeah, there's the 200, so we got plenty of room to get to targets before we get down to the 200. And of course, we're well above the session open and session low. We're definitely up on the day. Session open was at 53.56. Yeah, 53.56, and we've gone as high as 55.26. So what, $1.70 range from open to high, and of course the low was just what, 11 ticks below that. So $1.81 range on the session. All right, well, we'll take this to about quarter till 11, since that's the last chart we're looking at. Any questions? That is true, because you're actually concentrating your... If you're looking for another market to trade other than crude, you really want to look at something other than unleaded, because you would like to get out of the energy sector and diversify what you're trading a little bit, rather than putting all of your eggs in the energy sector. Yeah, the Russell and the YM were good this morning. My problem with trading the Russell and the YM is they're basically on the same timetable. Crude usually is out. And if I had to choose one of the two right now, I think I'd stay with the YM, although I have seen the YM just chew us up here a few times lately too. But with volatility seeming to be back a bit, both have been doing fairly well the last week or so. Trading them into the session may be kind of difficult. If they get done quickly, they're doing well. When they trade into the session, they're having some problems, from what I've seen. Well, we've just about been in a trade constantly on unleaded since the start of the session, but that did get us positive. 5-tick crude finally got us positive. There is a long trade off of the 200 EMA. That's one of the diamond level setups in Spotlight. That magenta trade. And if that is successful, that is not good news for our short on crude. Jay, the combination I like for three markets is the pound Aussie starting at 8:30 Eastern, crude starting at 9 o'clock Eastern, and then either the Russell or the YM at 8:30 Central, which would be 9:30 Eastern. So having one starting at each, starting every 30 minutes, don't have to worry as much like trying to watch three markets at the same time. Usually not having to watch more than two at a time. That way. And quite often they'll be so that you only have to watch one at a time. Man, it looks like resistance at yeah, exactly. But yeah, I definitely would trade unleaded or crude, but probably not both. That'll be a nice trade if we can get it to go on crude. It's a 20 tick target one. And the pound Aussie, with its third winning trade in a row, the big short, the short that we participated in, then we've got a long to target one, and trailing up midway, and then another short to target one that's still trailing. And yeah, Jay, you make a very good point. And crude is kind of stuck around that $55 mark, going back and forth around it. That's probably a pretty critical area for the industry itself. Is if we can stay above 55, get close to 60, that definitely is going to help the oil and gas producer, or at least the oil producers, especially the shale oil. Okay, another couple of minutes here. Looks like we're going to be stuck there for a while, so I'm not going to just watch it go back and forth. I'll tell you what, we'll take it to 10 till 11. That'll be an hour and a half in here. But it certainly would help to have some things to discuss, questions to answer. Uh-oh. Crude making another upward push. That's not good for our short trade. And the Russell trying to process up through its 200 EMA again. On the 1.5 point momentum bar, 15 tick range. That will be different for every. That's a question, Jay. What chart are you trading on RTY? The last week or so, we've switched over to the 1.5 point range bar. But you know, as Troy said, the Russell has been somewhat problematic and hard to tell what chart to trade it with. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Hard to believe it's been a year since we bought this house already, and it's insurance renewal time. I'm just having to get some things straight with the insurance agent. All right, stop sitting at 21. Now let's see if it's going to go hit that. If it comes back down, I'm going to go ahead and call it down to the moving averages again. I'm going to call it a day. So either stop out or come back down, and we'll call it a day. That's because a stop out is going to be the end of the 10 o'clock session anyway. Jay, it should follow pretty close because the futures are a centralized market. So your data feeds, while there may be some minor differences some very minor differences in the feeds for the futures. It's not anything like the differences you'll see in Forex. Now, I will tell you that from what I do know of TOS, And TD Ameritrade actually, which is the actual broker, tosses your software platform, your trading platform. But they're, if you're looking to get it into Forex, their spreads are very unattractive. Now that's also true too. But that, if you're seriously looking to get into the pound Aussie, I would look at a Forex broker rather than trying to trade that in toss, because the spreads will just eat you up. Yes, and Awanda is where Troy trades also. In fact, what you're seeing on my, and unfortunately everybody can't do this now because NinjaTrader has exited the introducing broker market where they were introducing to Awanda, and that's, so I have Awanda data on the chart you're looking at for the pound Aussie. And so that's why my charts are normally different than what you're seeing on the trade a day charts, or the trade you're getting from trade a day anyway, because I'm using a different charting platform and I'm using a different data provider. And some of the tools that FX Synergy is producing now for us for trading on using MT4 on Awanda are very useful. You can still chart on another platform, because on Awanda not on Awanda, but on MT4 you're kind of stuck with time-based charts unless you can find a reliable programmed bars to give you range bars or tick charts or what have you. But that's not natively available in MT4. That's why what Troy does is and that's what he also uses for the alert services, is he uses TradeStation charts, because TradeStation still provides ECN Forex data, but they're no longer a Forex broker. So he uses Forex TradeStation data on TradeStation charts, and then places the trades using FX Synergy on MT4 with Awanda. Okay, looks like we came down to the moving averages again, so it's right at 11 o'clock, so I'm going to call it a day, folks, unless anybody has questions. And today I can't see your on YouTube, I cannot see who's typing questions, so go ahead and get them in, and I'll give you a couple of minutes to put in any questions. Armando's asking if the trade room would be available to anybody on YouTube Live, and yes, it would be. Anybody that finds it on the Backpacktrader YouTube channel. At least until we do, Troy decides on another platform. But we will see. All right. And since I don't see any more questions, it's 11 o'clock now, and it looks like we've come right back to the moving averages. So I am going to call it a morning, let everybody get on with their day. So Troy will be back here on YouTube Live again tomorrow for our regular Wednesday session at 9:20 Eastern, or thereabouts, and the crude oil inventory report at 10:30. So we will see everybody tomorrow.